Getting a bank loan to start your first business is the fastest way to ruin your life.
There's more credit card and student loan debt relative to personal income than there's ever been in the history of the United States.
Avoid using credit cards if you have any credit card debt. Stop using credit cards.
You're not free until you get out of debt, and you can't save anything while you're paying back interest. And often people buy a lot of crap they don't need.
When you have $0, you're forced to actually sell something instead of wasting cash on expensive logos and fancy office space.
Woz and I started Apple in my parents' garage when I was 20.
I'm sure you must get asked this question a million times, which is, I have no money, I have no connections, but I want to start a business. Where do you start?
Start online. You don't even have to have a product. You could have a drawing of a product and sell it and make it once you get orders.
I think that the products that are out there, the other co-working shared spaces, are amazing. I think that that's what you should do. Don't go out there and get a 5-year lease and all this kind. Go to a WeWork, go to a Regents, go to those places, be around like-minded entrepreneurs.
If you rely on borrowed money instead of your own hustle, you'll end up crushed by debt and forced back into a 9-to-5 job that you absolutely hate.
As a general matter, as a one piece of specific financial advice, I would say, avoid credit cards. Just forget about them. But if you start revolving debt on credit cards, you're going to be paying 18 or 20%. And you can't make progress in your financial life going around borrowing money at 18 or 20%.
If you're starting a business and you take out a loan, you're a moron.
Half of all private sector hiring in America comes from small businesses, and they are cracking under the weight of high debt.
When I was 19, I had my first biotech software company. I didn't get a massive bank loan to rent a fancy office. I took 30% equity and made just $300 a month. I was dead broke. I had no marketing budget, but because I had $0, I was forced to figure out how to actually sell. So I studied how Bill Gates started Microsoft, and I used his exact strategy to land my first deal for $13,500. If I had borrowed $100,000 to start, I would have wasted it on stupid things and gone bankrupt. Having $0 forced me to focus on the only thing that matters, getting a paying customer, and that is exactly what you need to do right now. Now, your biggest fear might be, Evan, what if I actually get someone to pay me, but then I don't know how to deliver the result and I ruin my reputation? That fear means you actually care, which proves that you aren't a scammer. But letting that fear stop you from starting is guaranteeing your failure. When someone pays you, the pressure will force you to figure it out. You can always refund their money if you completely mess up, but you can never refund the years you waste not trying. So next, I'm going to walk you through a foolproof method to guarantee you deliver massive value to your first clients, even if you're figuring it out as you go. If you've been here before, drop a hashtag Believe in the comments below so I can feature you here in a future video. And if you're new, welcome to Believe Nation, the only channel that helps you believe in yourself daily, one video at a time. Believe. Validate your idea with cash first. So you think you need to spend 6 months in a dark room coding a perfect app or building a beautiful website. You think you need to get everything 100% right before you show it to the world. That's the fastest way to go completely bankrupt. You spend all your savings, you finally launch your business, and then you hear absolute crickets. Nobody buys what you made because you never actually asked them what they wanted. So we need to flip the entire process upside down. You must sell your idea first, find a painful problem, offer a clear solution, and ask for money today. If they pay you, then you build it. Data shows that 78% of startup companies remain completely self-funded because they learn how to generate cash flow from day one instead of relying on investors. Look at how some of the biggest companies started. They didn't hire a massive coding team. Noah Kagan built an $80 million business, and he started it over a single weekend with just $50. He found a software product he liked, got a discount code, threw up a free website, and sent an email to his friends. He collected cash through PayPal before he even built a real platform. You can do the exact same thing right now. If you want to start a coaching business, don't build a 10-week video course that takes you 3 months to film. Put up a free social media post saying you're taking on 3 private clients to help them solve their specific problem. If people pay you, you deliver the coaching live over free software like Zoom. You literally get paid to create your product. If nobody buys your offer, you just save yourself 6 months of wasted time and energy. Stop building things in secret. Ask for the sale today, validate your idea with real cash, and build the product together with your very first paying customer. This takes the pressure off of you and guarantees you're building something people actually want to buy. You spend hours picking out the perfect font for your website because it feels like work, but it's actually just hiding. You're terrified of someone telling you no. But a no is the most valuable data you can get. A no tells you need to change your offer. If you wait 6 months to get a no, you're dead. If you get a no today, you can fix your business tomorrow. So define exactly what problem you solve, find 10 people who have that problem, and offer to fix it for them right now. Do not wait until Monday. Do it today. And I'm going to show you exactly how to find those exact people who have money to spend in the next step. Start a business development show. When you have $0 in your bank account, your biggest problem is just obscurity. Nobody knows who you are. You don't have a reputation and you don't have an advertising budget to go spend tons of money, right? You think you need to spend thousands of dollars on Facebook ads to get clients, but you don't. The fastest way to get attention isn't by buying expensive ads or posting random pictures on social media. It's by interviewing the exact people who can give you business. I call this a business development show. We teach this inside our Movement Makers program. You don't need 1 million subscribers to make $1 million. You just need the right 50 people to know you and trust you. Imagine you're starting a marketing agency for real estate agents. Don't cold call them begging for work. Cold calling has a terrible conversion rate and it makes you feel like a pest. Instead, start a podcast called The Top Real Estate Secret Show. Invite the biggest real estate agents in your city to be guests on the show. They say yes because everyone loves talking about their own success. You interview them for 30 minutes. You ask great questions. You build a real human relationship. You make them feel important and valued. And at the end of the interview, they'll naturally ask what you do for a living. You tell them that you run a marketing agency that helps real estate agents get more leads. Because you just gave them a platform and made them look like a hero, they'll think about hiring you or referring you to somebody who will. You can build a 7-figure business from a YouTube channel with only 200 subscribers using this exact method. This completely removes the sleazy feeling of selling. You're providing massive value first. You're making them a star. And in return, you get direct access to your ideal clients without spending a single dollar on marketing. People want to do business with people that they like and trust. So when you spend 45 minutes having a deep conversation with someone, you build more trust than 1,000 cold emails ever could. You bypass the gatekeepers. You don't have to talk to the receptionist. You're talking directly to the CEO because you invited them to be a guest. All you need is a free Zoom account and the courage to send invitations. So make a list of 20 dream clients today. Reach out to them and say that you're starting a show highlighting the top leaders in your industry and you want to feature their story. A lot of times you're shocked by how many people say yes. And once you get them on the call, you need to know how to act, which brings us to the ultimate shortcut to success. Copy the rise, not the result. You don't need to invent a brand new business model to be successful. That's a trap that often keeps you stuck in the planning phase forever. Whatever you want to achieve in your life, someone else has already done something very similar. You just need to find them and copy their rise, not their current result. Don't look at what they're doing today with their millions of dollars and huge teams. Look at what they did on day one when they were totally broke, just like you. You constantly look at your heroes and try to copy their 4-hour morning routines or their massive ad campaigns, but that's what they do now that they have money. You need to know what they did when they were desperate. When I was struggling with my first software company, I was making exactly $300 a month. I was ready to quit. I was tired, I was frustrated, I was feeling like a complete failure. But then I decided to study Bill Gates. I didn't look at what he was doing now as a billionaire philanthropist. I looked at how he got started. I looked at how he got his first contract from Microsoft. He called a company and sold them software he hadn't even written yet. He promised them a solution, and when they said yes, he locked himself in a room and figured out how to build it. I used a similar strategy with my company. I called the company, pitched a solution I knew they needed, and I landed a $13,500 deal. I already had the software, didn't have to build it from scratch, but by finding an industry hero, you read their early biographies, you watch their oldest interviews, scroll all the way back to the very first videos on their YouTube channel, figure out exactly how they got their first 10 customers and do exactly what they did. If they knocked on doors, you knock on doors. If they sent 1,000 emails, you send 1,000 emails. Success leaves clues. You don't have to be some creative genius to make money. You just have to be a great student and a massive action taker. So study the masters, figure out the very first steps, and execute those steps with complete blind faith. When you do this, you remove all the guesswork. You stop wondering if your plan will work because you're using a plan that has already been proven to work. So find your mentor, study their origin story, and get to work before you waste another day guessing. Create unstoppable momentum. The biggest thing people are missing right now is just momentum. Planning doesn't count as momentum. Reading another business book doesn't count as momentum. You have to go and do something in the real world. You're sitting on a great idea. You've got a huge heart and a deep desire to serve people, but you haven't started because you're waiting to figure out every single step. You want to know exactly how step 100 is going to work before you take step 1. That fear becomes paralyzing. So instead of worrying about getting to 100% of your goal, you need to just focus on the 2% difference. Just start with the first 2%. Don't worry about the end goal right now. Just care about getting started. If you want to write a book, the 2% difference is right in the first page today. If you want to start a YouTube channel, the 2% difference is recording your first messy, ugly video on your phone today. It's going to suck, and that is completely fine. More important than planning how to make a perfect video is just doing the things so you can build momentum. When I decided to write my book, Momentum, I didn't spend months outlining it. I had the idea, and 4 minutes later, I was writing the first chapter. I wrote for a few hours, and then I figured out the next step. Action creates clarity. There's a saying that you can't steer a parked car, right? You have to start moving, even if you're going in the wrong direction, because at least then you can correct your course instead of staying stuck. Also, if you want to take real action after this video, I made a free worksheet just for you. It covers the top lessons from today, gives you space to write your biggest takeaways, and helps you build a simple action plan. It's 100% free. Just click the link in the description below to go grab it. I'll see you there. Momentum is the ultimate cure for overthinking. When you're moving fast, you don't have time to doubt yourself. You don't have time to worry about what your friends from high school think about your new business. You're too busy executing. So stop telling yourself all the reasons why your idea will fail and give yourself permission to say yes to the opportunity. Commit to an immediate action today. Text a potential client, record your first video, or build a free landing page. Just do something that pushes your dream forward into reality. Leverage free technology and barter. Having $0 is absolutely not an excuse to look sloppy or unprofessional. You live in a digital age where the best tools in the world are completely free. You can build a massive, highly profitable company using only a free email account and smartphone. You don't need to pay a fancy web designer $5,000 to build your site. You can use a free website builder to make it a clean, professional landing page in just an hour. You don't need expensive payment processing software to take people's money. You can use free platforms to accept credit cards today. Right now, I'm working on a massive project to dub 8,000 of my YouTube videos into 75 different languages. I'm not hiring a massive expensive agency to do it. I'm testing out open source AI tools because they give amazing results without huge server costs. You can use free AI tools to write your emails, your social media posts, and your video scripts. Research shows that using AI tools can increase your business productivity by up to 40%. And if you desperately need something for your business, but you can't afford to buy it, you can simply barter for it. You have your time. You have your energy. You have your unique skills. If you need a graphic designer to create a professional logo for you, but your bank account is empty, find a graphic designer who has a terrible website that you can help with. Reach out to them and offer the right to copy for their entire website in exchange for a free logo. You're trading value for value. No money needs to change hands. The barter system is how countless successful companies got off the ground when cash is tight. So make a list of 3 things you desperately need to launch your business today. Then make a list of 3 valuable skills you can offer in return. Reach out to 10 people today and propose a fair trade. The strategy forces you to network and build deep relationships with other hungry entrepreneurs. You're helping them grow their business and they're helping you grow yours. It costs you $0 out of your pocket. Every single barrier to entry has now been removed. The only thing standing between you and your first paying customer is your own willingness to do the hard work. Expect to suck at the beginning. So the biggest reason why you haven't started your business yet is because you're terrified of looking stupid. You're a perfectionist. You want everything to be flawless before anybody sees it. But perfectionism is just fear dressed up in a fancy suit. You have to give yourself complete permission to be terrible at the beginning. You have an unrealistic internal expectation for how good you should be on day one. You look at people who've been doing it for 10 years and then judge your day 1 against their year 10. That's a guaranteed recipe for depression and failure. When I started making videos, I completely hated my first 350 videos. I was so embarrassed by them that I couldn't even watch them back. My lighting was awful. My audio wasn't great. I was incredibly stiff. I was born on camera. I just kept posting. I committed to the process instead of obsessing over the outcome. And it took me 700 videos, public videos, until I finally made something that I was actually proud of. Your first product will be deeply flawed. Your first sales call will be incredibly awkward. Your first website will look cheap and basic. That's exactly how it's supposed to be. If you aren't totally embarrassed by your first version, then you waited too long to launch. You only get good by doing the reps over and over again. So you have to start making a massive mess today so you can clean it up and become a master tomorrow. Don't delete your old videos. Don't hide your early struggles. Your audience wants to see your growth. It's an inspiration. They want to connect with a real human being who's figuring it out, not some fake corporate robot. When you embrace the fact that you're going to suck, the pressure actually disappears. You can finally just relax and do the work. The only way that you fail is if you quit. And so if you keep showing up, keep putting in the reps, and keep learning from your mistakes, you'll eventually become an undeniable success. So embrace the suck, press record, and publish your messy work. Your purpose comes from your pain. When you're starting from zero, it's easy to get overwhelmed by trying to change the whole world. You look at massive companies and think, you need to reach 1 million people tomorrow. That pressure paralyzes you. Instead, you need to shrink the focus down and realize why you're actually doing this. I believe that your purpose comes from your pain, that whatever you struggled with the most as a human is exactly what you're meant to help other people overcome. I struggled so much as an entrepreneur in my first business. I wanted to quit. I did quit for a day. I felt isolated and alone. And I make my videos today for 19-year-old Evan and for all the people out there right now who are struggling to believe in themselves too. When you make your business about serving the person that you used to be, you tap into a greater source of energy. You stop worrying about your own fears and your own insecurities, the pimple on your nose, and your focus shifts entirely to the person who desperately needs your help right now. And psychology research shows that helping others directly increases your own happiness and reduces your own anxiety. If you wake up every day and feel like today doesn't matter, that's the path to depression. But if you feel like today matters because you're going to touch even just one person's life, that's the path towards fulfillment. So you don't need to change the entire world today. You just need to help one person who is stuck exactly where you used to be. Listen to their problems, offer your help, deliver a massive amount of value to them, and let that one success story motivate that belief that you can go get your next customer. Everything changes when you stop focusing just on making money and start focusing on making a difference. The money naturally follows as a result of the value that you provide. You have a unique message inside you that the world needs to hear. So stop holding it back, step up, share your story, and go serve your audience. Your time is now. You already have exactly what it takes to build a life of total freedom. Money is just a tool, but your courage and your hustle are the real engines of your success. So don't let another day pass by when your greatest ideas stay locked right here inside your head. And congratulations, you're one video closer to who you're meant to be. Believe. Now let's learn the 20 laws of wealth that every entrepreneur must master. Imagine this, you're a consultant or coach who hasn't signed a new client in months. Revenue swings wildly, 1 month 10K, the next month 35K, then nothing. In desperation, you consider launching cheap courses or ebooks, hoping a low price offer will bring quick cash. Stop right there. This spray and pray approach is actually a trap driven by fear. And you're not alone. Studies show that fear makes people choose safe diversification that don't create real value. In this video, I'm going to share a focused strategy to break out of that feast or famine cycle and consistently land high-ticket clients. You'll learn how to leverage 2 tactical content plays, a BizDev interview show, and buyer breakthrough videos to generate 30K plus deals backed by data and real examples. No chasing vanity metrics, no endless low-ticket hustle, just actionable steps to grow your business. Let's do this. Don't let fear derail your strategy. Keep the main thing the main thing. When business dries up, fear kicks in and whispers, lower your prices, create a cheap offer, cast a wider net. It feels safe, but it can sabotage your success. Research confirms that fear-based decisions often lead to conservative moves that don't actually drive growth. In our case, it's like abandoning your premium service, the real solution you offer, to chase a low-ticket product you think more people will buy. Creating low-price offers is not easier for an expert like you. You'd need to sell hundreds or thousands of cheap units to match just a few high-ticket clients. High-ticket programs lets you focus. One industry expert explains that high-ticket offers bring significant income per customer, so you don't need a huge audience or tons of leads to hit high revenue goals. Fewer clients, less complexity, but higher value delivered to each. That's a winning formula for a small team or a solo business. You can pour your energy into what you do best instead of juggling funnels and ads and support issues for a low price product. As another coach puts it, high ticket success isn't about luck. It comes from clarity and connection, whereas low ticket ventures often devolve into endless tech tweaks and refund headaches. That's the not so glamorous side of selling at scale. High ticket beats low ticket. Here's the proof. Still on the fence about focusing on high ticket? Let's back it up with some evidence. High ticket services are not just anecdotal wins. They're economically smarter for many experts. Consider profitably selling a $30,000 consulting package once can net more profit than selling a $300 course 100 times. In fact, business strategists observe that just 5 high-paying clients can outperform 100 low-paying customers in revenue with far less stress on you and your team. High-ticket models often mean higher profit margins per sale, a small or no team, and simpler delivery. Meanwhile, low-ticket models rely on sheer volume and complex funnels. One sales expert bluntly calls low-ticket offers a hamster wheel hustle that drains your energy and steals your time. Ouch. But true. Think about it. With low-priced products, you'd need robust marketing to reach masses of buyers. If you're not already an online marketing whiz with a huge audience, that's an uphill battle. As entrepreneur and friend of the channel, Jenna Kutcher noted, to make $50,000 from a $50 product, my marketing would have needed to be a lot broader, meaning a big ad budget, affiliates, or viral content. That's essentially building an entire marketing machine, webinars, email sequences, customer support for all those buyers, maybe even handling refunds. Do you really want to manage all that? Probably not, and you likely don't have to. Now, on the flip side, high-ticket consulting or coaching lets you laser target a handful of ideal clients. Your marketing can be more personal and direct. In fact, many high-ticket service providers stay fully booked just from referrals. No flashy marketing at all. You can deliver great results to a few clients and generate case studies and word of mouth that bring the next clients in. It's the classic quality over quantity play. But here's the key. To sell high ticket consistently, you must build trust and relationships. High-paying clients rarely buy impulsively or from a random click on an ad. They buy when they trust you. As a business coach on Medium put it, high-ticket clients don't buy an impulse, they buy from trust. So, how do we quickly build that trust with the right people? Let's dive into the first big tactic. The BizDev Show. Turn content into relationships and clients. One of the fastest ways to build trust with high-value prospects is what I call the BizDev Show strategy. Here's how it works. Instead of chasing clients through cold calls or generic ads or hoping a video goes viral, you invite your ideal clients or key referral partners to be interviewed on a content-rich show. The magic is in the format. You're giving them a platform to share their expertise, not a sales pitch. It's disarming, it's flattering, and it starts with a genuine relationship. Why is it so powerful? Because referrals and relationships drive business. Approximately 65% of all new business comes from referrals and recommendations. And a staggering 84% of B2B decision makers say their buying process starts with a referral. Not a Google search, not a cold email, but a referral. By hosting a BizDev show, you're essentially manufacturing referrals and warm introductions at scale. You spend 30 to 60 minutes talking one-on-one with someone who could either hire you or refer you, all under the friendly pretense of content creation. It's networking on steroids. Now, a few pointers to make this work effectively for you. Number one, target the right guests. These should be people who either are your ideal client or have access to many of your ideal clients. For example, a VP in a company that could use your consulting or a well-connected individual in your industry. We call them your Money 50. Make a list of 50 high-impact people you'd love to build a relationship with. Next, keep topics safe and valuable. If your guests are C-suite executives or experts with sensitive information, don't ask them to spill company secrets. Instead, discuss general but insightful topics around their leadership, their vision, industry trends. For example, if you're talking to a VP sales, ask, what's your philosophy on building visionary teams? These kinds of questions let them shine without any NDA worries. They'll appreciate that you're highlighting their expertise and you sidestep any confidentiality issues. Remember, the interview is about them, not you. You're showcasing them as an expert. Next, build rapport and listen. During the interview, be genuinely curious. People can tell if you're just waiting to pounce with a sales pitch. Instead, actually enjoy the conversation, compliment their insights, dig deeper into their stories. This is where your trust is formed through authentic human connection. By the end of the 30-minute conversation, you'll be amazed how much goodwill you can earn by simply listening to people well. Next, sneak in one strategic question about your domain. This is a pro tip. Midway through the interview, ask a question that relates to the problem that you solve. For instance, for that VP of sales, you can say, I often help companies develop their next generation of leaders. In your experience, what's a common challenge in grooming new leaders? The guest's answer will likely reveal a pain point or at least get them thinking about that need. And it subtly establishes your expertise. You mentioned that you help companies in that area after all. Next, the off-air ask. Once the recording is over and you've thanked them, don't just say goodbye. This is the crucial moment. Transition to a casual conversation about the topic they touched on that intersects with your services. So, for example, you mentioned struggling to groom new leaders. That's exactly what I specialize in. I'd love to offer a few ideas or even hop on another call to discuss how we could tackle that if you're open to it. It's a soft invitation framed as a helpful follow-up, not a hard sell. Since you've spent time providing them value and showcasing them, you've earned the right to ask. Often they'll be receptive either to explore your services or to introduce you to the right person at their company. Next, ignore the vanity of views. This strategy is about quality, not quantity. Maybe only 10 people watch the interview on YouTube. It doesn't matter. The one person who mattered was your guest, and now you have a warm lead. Plus, you can repurpose the interview clips for social proof or marketing later, but that's the cherry on top. As a general rule, don't obsess over likes and views at this stage. They are vanity metrics that can distract you from your real goals. As one marketing expert put it, every minute and dollar spent on chasing vanity metrics is a missed opportunity to focus on metrics that matter. In our case, the metric that matters is how many genuine conversations you're having with potential $30,000, $1,000 plus clients, not how many random people liked your YouTube video. Now, if you're worried, won't a longer interview bore people? Shouldn't I make it super short? Think again. When the content is valuable to the right person, they will absolutely engage, even if it's long. Podcasts are a great example. 93% of people who start listening to a podcast episode stick with most of it or all of it. These can be 30, 60, 90 minutes long. It's not about the length, it's about relevance. If your interview is insightful, your guest and any genuinely interested viewers will be hooked. So don't cut a great interview short just for the sake of making it snackable. The more time you spend building rapport, the stronger the relationship will be. By the way, doing this weekly, say one interview per week, means 52 warm connections a year with exactly the people who can grow your business. So ask yourself, what's the likelihood that yields at least a few high-ticket clients or deals? If you're still hesitant, remember that referrals and personal connections outrank any other lead source in closing big deals. You're engineering those connections systematically. Many consultants running high-ticket businesses rely on exactly this method. We've taught many of them. It works because it's human and it's direct. And because trust is the currency of high-ticket sales, you're essentially printing money by investing time in relationships. Buyer breakthrough videos, content that converts, not just content for content's sake. Now, while you're executing the BizDev interview for proactive outreach, there's a second tactic that covers the inbound side. I call these buyer breakthrough videos, BBVs. Think of BBVs as your on-demand sales assistant. These are focused videos that answer key questions and objections your high-ticket buyers have before they hop on a call with you or your team. They break through the mental barriers that might stop someone from contacting or hiring you. Here's why buyer breakthrough videos matter. Potential clients are likely checking out your website or YouTube quietly, doing their homework on you. When they land on your site and see generic buzzwords like innovative solutions or a list of services with fancy names, they might think, I'm not exactly sure what that means. If they're confused or unsure, they leave, right? Bye-bye lead. We don't want that. We want to capture and convert that interest while we have it. Here's a quick stat for you. Adding a video to your landing page can boost conversions by 86% on average. Why? Because video engages visitors and makes your message clear and memorable. Viewers retain about 95% of a message when they watch it in a video compared to just 10% when reading text. So if you need to explain a complex service or build trust, video is your best friend. To create buyer breakthrough videos, follow these simple steps. Number one, identify your buyer's top questions or hesitations. Think about the past sales calls or client meetings that you had. What did people ask? What did they need clarified? Maybe it's, how exactly does your process work? What kind of results have you achieved? Or what does whatever jargon word really mean in practice? Also, look at your website services or programs page. Every bullet or term there is a candidate for a buyer breakthrough video if it's not self-explanatory. For example, if you list Knowledge Accelerator Program as an offering, you must have a video that says what that is in plain language and why it's awesome. Don't assume a clever name just speaks for itself. Next, keep each video focused. You're not doing a full webinar or giving away the secret sauce. The goal is to educate and intrigue the viewer enough that they think, this person really knows their stuff and I understand how they can help me. Maybe I should talk to them. For instance, a consultant could record a video called How to Smooth Out Volatile Monthly Revenue, where you explain common causes of feast and famine income. If that's the pain your prospect has, you've just hooked them. Next, place these videos where your warm prospects will see them. Your website is number one. Embed the relevant video next to the text about that service or the topic. If someone's reading about your leadership coaching program, have a video of you describing the program's approach and outcomes. Also, consider setting buyer breakthrough videos directly to leads. Let's say someone downloads your PDF or inquires by email. In your follow-up, include a link. By the way, I made a video answering this common question. I think you'll find it useful. It feels personal and adds a human touch. Next, leverage YouTube strategically. Upload these buyer breakthrough videos to YouTube as well. The reason is you can easily embed them on your website and share links, and you can start building a content library. Over time, some will get discovered by people searching for that exact question, bringing you bonus organic leads. But again, view counts here are not the goal. Conversion is. If a video only gets 300 views, but 10 of those viewers schedule a call with you, that's a huge win. Let me give you a real example to illustrate the impact. I reviewed a consultant's website for our Movement Makers program. Link to check it out, description below. And he listed services like knowledge accelerators as a bullet point. Impressive term, but to a new visitor, they'd be scratching their head. What does that mean? So we recommended he turn each of those concepts into a video explanation. Why? Because if a potential client spends even 5 minutes watching him clearly explain his unique approach, that client is far more likely to trust him and reach out. Right now, with just text, people were likely bouncing off the page confused. We're losing money every time a qualified prospect leaves the site unsure about what we offer. A video fixes that. It's like having a mini consultation with every site visitor 24/7, and it can dramatically increase your lead to client conversion. The data already told us videos make people convert more. And beyond just the stats, it just makes sense. People feel like they know you after seeing you speak on video, and that familiarity breeds trust. So brainstorm your buyer breakthrough video topics. A good rule of thumb is to have videos for the big outcome or the value prop you deliver, the key components of your methodology or services, and any major objections that you frequently hear. For objections, maybe it's, I don't have time for this. Make a video, how to get ROI from leadership coaching, even if you're busy. Or is it worth the investment? Maybe a video, why high-level leadership coaching pays for itself, with some data or examples. You get the idea. One more thing, quality. Do you need fancy production? No. Use a decent webcam or smartphone, ensure good lighting and clear audio. Speak as if you're talking to one client, not reading off of some script robotically. Authenticity and clarity matter more than your slick production. In fact, conversational tone can build more trust than a perfectly polished corporate video because it feels personal. As long as you address the question head on and show you understand their problem and how to solve it, your job is done. Focus on what counts and avoid the shiny objects. By now you can see a theme. Focus. Focus on your best clients. Focus on building relationships. Focus on content that directly leads to sales. In practice, this means tuning out a lot of noise and vanity that can sidetrack entrepreneurs. Don't obsess over social media followers, viral videos, or posting every day. These are nice to haves eventually, not need to haves to land high-ticket clients. Case in point, many consultants quietly making 7 figures have tiny online followers. They're not TikTok stars or YouTube celebs, and they don't need to be. They double down on direct relationships and targeted value. Remember, referrals built the business world long before likes existed. If 84% of big B2B purchases start with referrals, your energy is better spent cultivating referrals through BizDev conversations and stellar results than chasing internet fame. Next, phase 1 versus phase 2 mindset. I often tell clients in our Movement Maker program to separate what I call phase 1 and phase 2 in their growth plan. Phase 1 is all about getting revenue, getting that consistent 30, 50, 100K per month coming in. These tactics we're discussing, BizDev, interviews, buyer breakthrough videos focused on conversion. Those are phase one tactics. They might not make you internet famous, but they will make you money and build a foundation. Phase two can be the broader thought leadership, starting a big YouTube channel, launching that online course, scaling to a much wider audience, right? Being the face of your industry. Those are great goals, but only tackle them after phase one is stable. Trying to do both at once usually means doing both poorly. As the saying goes, chase two rabbits and catch none. It's okay to say no to certain projects right now. You're not killing your dream. You're sequencing it for maximum effectiveness. Next, track meaningful metrics. Since we're being tactical, here's what I suggest you actually measure in this strategy. 1, how many BizDev interviews are you doing per month? 2, how many of those turn into follow-up sales conversations or proposals? And 3, your close rate on those. Also, track 4, how many buyer breakthrough videos have you created? And 5, any uptick in inquiries or conversion rates on your website after adding them. These are metrics that matter. If you see your number of meaningful conversations going up, that's a clear leading indicator your revenue will follow. Vanity metrics like website hits or video views are often misleading. 10,000 views from random people in the wrong niche and wrong country mean nothing on a video. 10 views by CEOs who need your service means everything. Keep that perspective and you won't get discouraged by the wrong numbers. Finally, a quick note on mindset. Don't let fear creep back in during execution. Fear might show up as maybe I should also do a $100 course for those who can't afford me, or I got a low response on my video. Maybe this isn't working. Remember the research. Fear makes us pull right back when we need to push forward, leading to half measures that don't create actual value. Commit to this path for a few months and give it a chance to bear fruit. Plant enough seeds and the garden will grow. High ticket growth, simplified and supercharged. So here's a quick recap of your game plan to land high ticket clients consistently. Number 1, focus on your core high ticket offer. Don't dilute your value out of panic. As data and experience shows, a handful of big clients can out revenue a heap of small ones, and it's a path that preserves your sanity and your impact. Next, build relationships through a BizDev interview series. Position yourself as a peer and promoter of your ideal clients. It's the fastest way to create trust, and trust is what makes high ticket deals happen. Aim for 1 quality conversation a week. Over a year, this network effect is enormous. Next, create buyer breakthrough videos to convert lurking prospects. Capture those visiting your site or checking you out by answering their burning questions via videos. This can dramatically increase your lead conversion. Remember, video can boost landing page conversion by 80%, and people do watch content that educates them, even long content, as long as it's valuable. Next, keep it simple and metrics driven. In phase 1, all that matters is revenue generation activity, conversations, and conversions. Drown out the siren song of vanity metrics and shiny new tactics that don't serve this immediate goal. As one article noted, every minute chasing vanity metrics is a missed opportunity to focus on what truly drives your business. So, zero in on those relationships and conversion metrics. By making these shifts, you'll avoid the low-ticket hamster wheel and instead build a streamlined, high-impact business. No more random revenue swings due to luck or referrals falling from the sky. You'll be engineering a steady pipeline of high-paying clients. How would that feel to wake up each month knowing roughly where your $30,000 or $50,000 or more is coming from, and knowing you don't have to frantically launch something new to make it happen? This approach is evergreen. It works today. It'll work 5 years from now because it's built on timeless fundamentals, solving real problems, connecting with real people, and communicating value clearly. Whether you're an executive advisor, or consultant, or any expert selling high-ticket outcomes, these tactics apply. I've seen it transform businesses that were on the brink of burnout and failure into businesses that are enjoyable and profitable. And I believe it can do the same for you. Remember, high-ticket clients are not elusive unicorns. They are people with big problems that you can solve. Reach out to them strategically, show up with value, and ask for the business. You'll be amazed at how many say, yes, let's talk. Now let's learn the top 5 high-income skills. Ready to discover the skills that could skyrocket your success this year? These aren't academic theories, they're practical, in-demand abilities that you can learn without a formal degree. Each skill taps into emerging market needs, offers entrepreneurial leverage, and has scalable impact. Let's dive in and imagine the possibilities each one opens up for your business and income. Skill Skill number 1, AI integration and automation, turning intelligence into income. Okay, so what is it? Here we're gonna leverage AI and automation tools to streamline operations, create smarter products, or even launch AI-driven services. It's using machines to do the heavy thinking or doing for you, from chatbots that handle customer inquiries to AI systems that optimize your marketing or inventory in real time. Here's why it matters this year. The AI revolution isn't coming. It's right here now, and it's rewriting the rules of business. By 2024, 70% of organizations reported using AI in some capacity, up from just 55% the year before. Companies are pouring investments into AI at record levels, over $109 billion in the US in 2024, with nearly $34 billion globally into generative AI. And they desperately need people who can make it work. The catch? There's a huge talent gap. 94% of business leaders say they face AI-related skill shortages on their teams, with 1 in 3 reporting massive gaps in critical AI roles. What does that mean? Demand is way bigger than supply, and that means opportunities for you. Entrepreneurs who are AI savvy can step in and command premium prices for their solutions. This isn't just for tech companies either. From healthcare to finance, AI is being woven into daily operations. Even the FDA has approved hundreds of AI-enabled medical devices, and self-driving cars are logging thousands of rides right now. The world is racing to adopt AI, and those who can ride that wave stand to reap huge rewards. So, how can entrepreneurs profit? Think of AI as a force multiplier for your business. An entrepreneur with AI skills can automate super boring processes, freeing up time to scale faster. You can make smarter products with better features. You can offer AI consulting and integration services to companies who are willing to pay for help. So for example, a small e-commerce founder might use AI to personalize their shopping experience for each customer automatically, leading to happier customers and higher sales. Or maybe you're launching a micro SaaS tool that uses AI, like a AI scheduling assistant or content generator. Even a one-person business can serve thousands of customers when AI is doing most of the work. The evidence is everywhere. Companies using AI report higher productivity and lower costs, and many have seen AI-driven projects boost their bottom line. One entrepreneur created an AI-powered copywriting service and landed hundreds of clients globally, essentially earning money 24/7 as the AI works for them. The key is that AI is practical and learnable. With countless online courses and tools, you can start applying AI even if you're not a programmer. Many AI platforms are actually plug and play. So this year, knowing how to harness AI is like having a superpower. It's not just about efficiency, it's about unlocking new income streams. From automating your marketing to building the next ChatGPT-like app for a niche industry, AI integration is a skill that can pay off almost immediately. So embrace it, and you ride the biggest tech wave of our era straight towards profit. Now, AI might be the brains, but data is the backbone. So next, let's look at the skills that turn raw numbers into gold. Skill number 2, data analytics and business intelligence, profiting from big data. Okay, so what is it? It's the skill of collecting, analyzing, and drawing smart insights from data to drive business decisions. So data analytics is like having X-ray vision for your business. It lets you see the patterns and trends that normal people's eyes would miss. So business intelligence, or BI, goes hand in hand, focusing on those who are using insights to make strategic calls. This skill isn't about math genius, it's about knowing which numbers matter and how to translate them into action. So why it matters right now and this year, we live in a world that has tons of data. Every click, every purchase, every interaction, it can be tracked, but few people know how to turn that ocean of information into actual real value, and that's where you can come in. Companies have realized that gut instinct isn't enough. 81% of businesses now believe data should be at the heart of all decision making, and they're willing to pay handsomely for those who can deliver results. Why? Because data-driven businesses simply perform better. They're more productive and more profitable on average than their less data-savvy peers. Companies that truly embrace analytics have seen efficiencies boost as high as 60 to 80% in operations. It's not just about giant corporations. Even small startups benefit when they can quickly identify which product feature is a hit or which marketing channel brings the best ROI. And this is a very clear trend. The global big data analytics market is massive. It's over $270 billion in value and still growing. And there's a shortage of professionals who can wrangle data effectively. Executives are literally hungry for insights. A recent survey found 88% of business leaders rank data analytics as a top priority for upskilling in their organization. So this year, being fluent in data is like having a secret weapon in your market. You base decisions on facts, not guesses, which is a recipe for winning. So how can entrepreneurs use it? Data analytics can make you rich in two ways. First, by applying it to your own business. You can pinpoint your most profitable customers. You can find inefficiencies to cut. You can test pricing strategies with actual hard evidence. For example, Netflix famously used data analytics to save $1 billion a year by recommending exactly what viewers wanted. So imagine bringing that kind of insight into your business decisions. Secondly, you can sell this skill as a service to others. Many companies, especially smaller ones, they drown in data but have no idea what to do with it. You could come in as a freelance analyst or consultant, turn their data into a clear action plan, and charge premium fees for delivering growth or savings. So picture telling your client, I found a way to boost your sales 20% by analyzing your customer behavior, and then actually doing it. There are real case studies of entrepreneurs doing just this. One startup founder used business intelligence tools to optimize her inventory and eliminated over $100,000 in annual waste, directly padding her profits. Another built a consulting agency that helps local businesses set up simple dashboards and KPIs, and within a year, he was booking 5-figure contracts regularly. The bottom line is data analytics is practical and learnable. There's tons of online courses, YouTube videos, tools that are now drag and drop. Master it, and you can either supercharge your own business or become the go-to data guru who turns others' confusion into cash. So in this year, data, it's the new oil, and knowing how to drill for it is an extremely high income skill. Now, having great data is pointless if you can't attract customers. That's where our next skill comes in. It's time to cash in on the art of getting noticed. Skill number 3, digital marketing and growth hacking, scaling visibility into wealth. So what is it? Digital marketing is a skill of getting customers for people's businesses online through channels like social media, through search engines, through email, through LLMs, and more. Growth hacking is a trendy way to say creative, fast-paced marketing experimentation, right? So finding clever, low-cost tactics to drive growth or sales for your business or other people's. This skill is about making your business impossible to ignore on the internet and turning that attention into revenue. So it covers everything from running targeted ads, optimizing a website to rank on Google or GPT, crafting viral content, analyzing campaign data to tweak for better results, making YouTube videos to spread your message. Why it matters this year is you could have the best product or service in the world, but if nobody knows about it, you don't make a dime. This year, digital marketing remains one of the highest skills for entrepreneurs because online attention is the currency of our kingdom. Just look at the numbers. Global digital ad spending is projected to hit $843 billion. Yes, with a B. Companies large and small are pouring money into Facebook ads, Google searches, TikTok videos, wherever their audience lives online, and they need experts who know how to navigate this landscape. The job outlook also reflects that demand. Marketing roles are expected to grow by 10%, faster than the average for all careers. And in particular, there's surging demand for people skilled in areas like marketing analytics, content creation, and SEO, SEM, because every business wants to rank number one on Google and decode the algorithms of ChatGPT. The beauty of digital marketing is that it's practical and learnable. No MBA required, just practice, creativity, and keeping up with the trends. We're also seeing new frontiers like AI-driven marketing. Over 50% of businesses are already using generative AI to improve their operations. All this means that entrepreneurial marketers who stay sharp can out-hustle their bigger competitors. So in this year, if you know how to get the right message to the right people at the right time online, you basically have a license to print money. So how can you use it as an entrepreneur? Digital marketing is often the make or break skill that determines if you scale or if you stay stuck. And so if you master it and you can acquire customers on demand, you can enter new markets quickly. You can even build a personal brand that multiplies all of your opportunities. Take, for example, an online fitness coach who leverages social media marketing. By mastering YouTube and Instagram, she grows her audience to hundreds of thousands and launches a fitness app that earns 7 figures online. Or think of a small local business owner who uses savvy Google search ads and SEO to dominate local search traffic, right? Their store goes from unknown to the go-to place in town. And these aren't hypotheticals. These things are happening right now, all around us. As an entrepreneur, you can also sell digital marketing expertise. If you're great at, say, SEO or Facebook ads, you can freelance or start an agency. Businesses are eager to pay because they've seen the ROI. For every dollar spent on email marketing can yield $36 in return, as various studies have shown. So a skilled email marketer is worth their weight in gold. Another real-world use case, an entrepreneur growth hacked his startup by creating a referral program that went viral. So think Dropbox's free storage for referral strategy, acquiring millions of users without a massive ad budget. That's growth hacking in action. So digital marketing lets you scale up quickly. An ad campaign can reach millions of people overnight. A piece of content that catches fire can bring in floods of traffic. You're not limited by your local area, your storefront. And with analytics tools, you can measure every penny and double down on what works, like truly data-driven marketing. And the emotional side, it's pretty thrilling to see your business blow up because of a campaign that you created. The control is right here. It's in your hands. With consumer attention shifting every year, today it might be YouTube or LinkedIn newsletters. Tomorrow, who knows? Entrepreneurs who have the skill will ride each wave and outpace their competition. Digital marketing and growth hacking are high income skills because they directly drive revenue, and mastering them means you can virtually write your own success story in this digital age. So now you've got the customer's attention. Now we need to convince them to open their wallets. The next skill is all about the art of persuasion, and it's one of the oldest and most profitable tricks in the book. Skill number 4, persuasive communication and storytelling, selling anything to anyone. So what is it? This is the skill of conveying ideas in a compelling way. So that's through sales pitches and marketing copy or even everyday networking conversations. It includes sales and negotiation, right? Convincing a customer or partner to say yes, copywriting, which is writing words that sell from ads to landing pages, and storytelling, crafting a narrative that hooks people in emotionally. It's how to talk or write so people listen, trust you, and feel motivated to act, like clicking the buy now or signing a contract. Why it matters this year is no matter how advanced technology gets, the power of a good story and genuine connection never goes out of style. In fact, as automation rises, those human-centered skills become more valuable. This year's marketplace is hyper-stimulated. Consumers see thousands of ads and posts a day, so the ability to cut through that noise with a resonant message is pure gold. 68% of consumers say that a brand's story influences their buying decisions. People remember stories up to 22 times more than plain facts. That's huge for entrepreneurs trying to build a memorable brand or pitch to investors. And yes, we see evidence that storytelling and communication translate to better results. Marketing campaigns built around a narrative can boost conversion rates by 30% or more. On the sales side, companies are actively looking for leaders with strong social influence and communication skills. Even the World Economic Forum highlighted leadership and social influence as a top skill for the future. Why? Because a person who can rally a team, win over a client, negotiate a profitable deal, they are invaluable. Also, let's talk money. Jobs like sales executives or copywriters are often high paying because they directly bring in revenue. A top performing tech sales rep, for example, can earn a 6-figure base salary plus another 6 figures in commissions. Copywriters who crack the code of persuasion are similarly rewarded. Many freelance copywriters charge $100 plus an hour, and businesses happily pay because one killer sales page or email sequence can generate hundreds of thousands in sales. Words are powerful, and this year, those who can wield that power expertly will find that it translates into serious income. So how can you use it as an entrepreneur? You're always selling, not just your products, but your vision, your brand, even selling yourself as a trustworthy partner. Persuasive communication turns this into a superpower. Mastering storytelling means you can craft a brand narrative that makes customers feel something and remember you. So for example, instead of just saying, our shoe is comfortable, you share the story of a customer who, thanks to your shoe, ran their first marathon pain-free to honor a loved one, right? Now you're not just selling a shoe, you're selling inspiration, you're selling identity. That's the difference that makes people lifetime fans. On a more practical side, entrepreneurs skilled in communication, they'll just close more deals. So imagine you're negotiating with a supplier or an investor. If you can clearly articulate your value and persuade them effectively, you'll likely get better terms. Maybe tens of thousands saved or gained in one conversation. If you sell services or high-ticket products, strong sales techniques like consultative selling or solutions-based selling is key. Today's customers expect you to understand their needs and tailor your offer. Being able to do that can literally double or triple your closing rate. So for example, you can monetize a skill by offering freelance copywriting or sales consulting. Great copywriters are in short supply, even with AI writing tools around, because someone has to give the AI the right emotional direction. Businesses will pay top dollar for emails and ads that actually convert. One excellent sales page can be worth millions to a company. So paying a writer $10,000 a craft, it's a no-brainer for some companies. Skilled copywriters routinely earn over $150,000 a year once they build a reputation. And don't forget content creators and influencers. They are essentially storytellers too, turning authentic communication into followers and income from ads and sponsorships or product sales. Emotions drive decisions. And if you can tap into emotions with genuine communication, you can drive decisions in your favor. So this year, mastering persuasive communication and storytelling isn't just a nice to have. It's often the difference between a business that just fizzles out and one that actually becomes a phenomenon. We've covered brains, data, marketing, charm. Our final skill might not sound as glamorous, but it's a massive moneymaker in today's world. It's all about protecting the wealth that you're building, and it's an area where demand is exploding. Skill number 5, cybersecurity and data protection, guarding the digital goldmine. Okay, so what is it? Cybersecurity is the skill of keeping data, software systems safe from hackers and breaches. It's being the digital bodyguard for businesses. This includes understanding how to prevent attacks. So think malware, phishing, ransomware, knowing how to plug vulnerabilities in networks or websites, and making sure that companies follow best practices. So sensitive information like consumer data is not stolen or compromised. It's deeply technical for those who specialize, but at a high level, it's very learn by doing, problem-solving field, and you don't need a PhD to get good at it, just solid training and experience and a curious mind. Data protection goes hand in hand, so think dealing with proper handling and compliance, like the laws of the land. So for an entrepreneur, having cybersecurity skills means that you can both protect your own venture, but also potentially offer security solutions to other people as a business. So why does it matter this year? One word: risk. As businesses digitize every aspect of their operations, the risk of cyber attacks have skyrocketed, and so have the costs. The average cost of a single data breach hit an eye-watering $4.9 million globally. So for a small or mid-sized company, that kind of hit can be fatal. That's why firms are desperate for cybersecurity expertise and why it's become a high-income skill, high-demand skill. We're in a situation where there aren't nearly enough cybersecurity pros to go around. The global cybersecurity workforce is millions short. One recent study showed about 4.8 million cybersecurity roles are unfulfilled worldwide. There are millions of openings and not enough people with the skills, a gap that widened by 19% in just 1 year. So talent shortage is actually the number one obstacle companies face in securing their systems. This kind of supply-demand mismatch is exactly what drives up incomes for those who have the skill. So companies have even started to prioritize this in budgets because they simply cannot afford the alternative. Companies without adequate security staff end up paying on average $1.76 million more per breach due to slower response and damage control. But just beyond like corporate IT departments, every entrepreneur with an online presence needs at least basic cybersecurity savviness. Cyber threats this year are more sophisticated. Yes, hackers are using AI too. So on top of that, customer trust and regulations require more solid data protection. You don't want to be that startup that leaked user data and lost credibility overnight. So from ransomware attacks, shutting down hospitals, to small businesses getting scammed from phishing, the threat is universal. This urgency is driving a huge market for cybersecurity products and consultants. Global spending on cybersecurity is rising every year, tens of billions of dollars annually, as businesses effectively say, please take our money and keep us safe. If you can step in with the skills to do so, you will be richly rewarded. So as some evidence, top freelance cybersecurity experts report rates of $200 to $300 an hour, and experienced security consultants can make over $500,000 a year by serving multiple clients. So it's no surprise that when the stakes are this high, companies are willing to pay for peace of mind. So how can entrepreneurs use it? If you're building your own company, cybersecurity skills are like an insurance policy and a selling point. You can save a ton of money by implementing security measures yourself instead of hiring some expensive firms, and avoid disaster that could derail your business. But also, being more security minded from day one can be a competitive advantage. You can use that in your marketing. Customers and partners will feel safer dealing with you. So for example, an e-commerce entrepreneur who knows how to secure their payment systems and protect customer data not only avoids costly breaches, but can market their store as ultra secure, which gains more customer trust and extra sales in an era of privacy concerns. On the other side, cybersecurity is also an amazing service and a business opportunity. So given that huge talent gap, you could start a consultancy or freelance as a virtual CISO, as Chief Information Security Officer, for multiple small companies that can't afford one in-house. They get your expertise part-time. You get a hefty paycheck. Some entrepreneurs are launching cybersecurity startups. So whether that's developing a niche security software tool or you're offering specialized training, there's even demand for things like ethical hackers who companies pay to test their defenses. We've seen solo consultants charge retainers in the thousands per month per client just to be on call for security incidents. And with new data privacy laws popping up all the time, like Europe's GDPR and others, businesses are scrambling for guidance, which is another avenue for advisory services you could offer if you're well-versed in compliance. So the key point is this: threats are growing and talent is scarce. If you equip yourself with this skill, you become part of a highly sought after elite group of people. Not only can you command higher fees because preventing a multi-million-dollar breach is essentially worth a high payout, but you also carry the confidence that you can protect the empire that you're building to. In a time where a single hack can wipe out years of effort, the entrepreneurs who understand cybersecurity will safeguard their wealth and even turn security into a profitable service for others. It's truly a high impact, high income skill for today's age. So each of these 5 skills, AI integration, data analytics, digital marketing, persuasive communication, and cybersecurity, hits the sweet spot of being practical, learnable, and immediately valuable this year. They align with the biggest technology shifts and market needs that we are seeing right now. AI is everywhere. Data is the king. Online growth is non-negotiable. Human connection still seals a deal, and security underpins it all. The best part is you don't need a fancy degree to get started with any of these. There are YouTube videos, boot camps, online courses, communities for each skill that you can start learning right now. Entrepreneurs who invest time in mastering even 1 or 2 of these will position themselves to generate wealth in the short term. We're talking within a year or 2, not decades, and it's all backed by trends and numbers that I've already cited throughout this entire video. The market is hungry for these abilities. So ask yourself, which of these skills speaks to you right now? The entrepreneurs getting rich this year aren't necessarily the ones with the most funding or the fanciest ideas. Often they're the ones who have the right skills at the right time and execute relentlessly. Now you know 5 of those right skills. It's time to choose, learn, and leap. Here's to your success, because this year might be the year your hard work and high income skills make you the next great success story. If you want to know the 10 money traps that keep you poor, check the video right there next to me. I think you'll love it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there. You're not broke because of the economy or bad luck. You're broke because you keep stepping into the same 10 money traps. While other entrepreneurs are quietly getting rich by avoiding these mistakes, you might be repeating them without even realizing it.